I think it's finally time that we rank the worst to the best Premier League third shirts of the current 23-24 Premier League season. I've done the away shirts, I've done the home shirt, so it's only right that we finish off the trifecta with these Premier League third shirts. And to be honest, it's all over the place, I'm not going to lie. Some of these are amazing, and some of these are just... why did you bother? Without further ado, we're just going to jump into it. And at the bottom of the table in 20th place, I have Chelsea. Yes, it's a very, very plain shirt in honestly quite a strange looking colour, to be honest. It's a light mint green shirt with black collar and cuffs, as well as a monochrome logo. That's really all there is to say about it. It's just an extremely boring shirt with nothing going on whatsoever. It's not the first mint kit from Chelsea, but it's definitely the worst of the bunch. Like, the old ones were much better. They had patterns going on. They just look better. Also, not a great sponsor either. I mean, I think it's not a betting sponsor, so it's got something going for it, but still, it's just an awful, awful shirt. Very, very boring. I do kind of conflate the two, but it's just not great. And then we're on to 19th place and another London club in Tottenham. So after having such a nice away shirt, that thing was beauty. Spurs ruined it once again with this lackluster shirt. It's in the same category as the Chelsea one for me, to be honest. Only just above it because I like Spurs more, to be honest. They're pretty much on the same level. I just like Spurs a bit more. It's apparently taupe haze, whatever that means. Just call it taupe if that's what it is. Doesn't look great. I'm not gonna lie, not a fan of the colour whatsoever. But it has a slight bit of cuff detailing which just raises it a smidge above this Chelsea shirt, with my aforementioned preferring of Tottenham. But yeah, boring. Nothing much more to say about it really. And then in 18th place, just in the relegation zone, I've got Brighton. In normal Brighton fashion, it's just last season's away shirt. Nothing much to say about it, really. A black and white badge was an odd choice for this shirt, especially on the bright crimson base. But other than that, nothing much to say, really. It's better than Spurs and Chelsea's new offerings, because it's got like at least some form of design in there. But yeah, other than that, it's... it's just last season's away shirt, but you can't really fault it because, you know, it can save fans money in the long run, so... fair enough, I guess. It's just not really one I am a fan of. And then we move into 17th place, and just above the relegation zone, I've got Liverpool. What on earth is this? Liverpool continue their streak of awful kits this season with this purple thing. The disordered stripes or lines patterned throughout the shirt covers cloud-like shapes that almost create a camouflage style design. I don't like it. It's simple as that, I just don't like the design. The white logos do work well on this design, but the black cuffs and side panels don't look brilliant. If they were white, it might look better. But honestly, I'm not sure if anything can save this shirt. Not great from Liverpool this season, but better than the other three offerings. So, you did it. And then in 16th place, we've got their Merseyside rivals in Everton. Hummel's obsession with their 1968 Denmark template continues, as Everton are the latest team to be given one. Right, I need to say something, okay? This pattern was very cool on the original Denmark shirt and then the remake they made. They've since oversaturated that template into the ground, and now it just looks shit. Like, it looks okay when you do it for a few teams. You know, Denmark, it was their template after all, and I know Hummel are Danish, but I think you've just used it too much this season. Now, I'm not really a fan of this template, as I've just mentioned, but it could have been done better by Hummel. I think it's the colours that I dislike the most of this one. The grey colour scheme is such an odd choice, and I just don't back it. However, the usage of the minimalist Prince Rupert's Tower as the badge is a nice touch though, which I do like. I do like when teams alter their badge for like a third shirt. I think that's very nice. Now, I'm not a fan of oversimplified logos myself, but it does look clean on the shirt, so I'll allow it. Then in 15th place, I've got Burnley. And next up is this very interesting design from Burnley. Now, the design is inspired by the iconic floodlights at Turf Moor. Not gonna lie, didn't know they were iconic. They just look like floodlights, but here we are. Now, it's a nice design idea, but the execution was not great from Umbro. The sponsor also greatly detracts from it as well, as the design shows the lights shining onto the sponsor, which doesn't look great either. Now, I know the shirt sponsors are there to gain some business from the world stage that the Premier League is on, but not a great shirt design. I can't lie. And then in 14th place, we've got Aston Villa. Now, this is a very interesting shirt design from Villa, and it looks to be an attempt at dazzle camo, but isn't. Interesting is the best word, I think, to describe this shirt, as I'm not really sure what I'm looking at, to be honest. It's described as a blend of contemporary graphic trends for a fresh new kit, but equally looks haphazardly slapped together. But I guess when it comes to graphic design and art, you can really say anything just to justify a design. The Villa badge blends nicely with the shirt's design, but overall I just can't back the design. It's a very weird one. So part of me likes it, but the rest of me just doesn't really like it. It's just a strange shirt design. But hey, Villa probably have some good moments in it, so fair enough. And then we move on to 13th place and Luton Town. Finally, a unique design for Luton Town. Now this supposedly represents Kenilworth Road, but I'm not really sure about the execution. The idea behind the design is brilliant, and the video they released showcasing that design was phenomenal as well, symbolising the noise of Kenilworth Road on a match day and carrying that spirit of home to all the away matches. Very abstract design that just looks slapped on a shirt, which is pretty much what it is. It's a nice idea, but just not a brilliant execution. I'm sorry Luton fans, but again, it's probably your second best of the season to be fair, just above that away shirt because I'm not really a fan, but this one's decent. And then in 12th place we've got Fulham, and they're going from a Barbie away shirt to an Oppenheimer third shirt. It features a an hexagonal design with various lines to create this very interesting looking kit. It's not a fantastic kit design, it's very much a template from Adidas this season, but I just felt like it could have benefited from a monochrome badge. Like, that would have pushed up a few marks. It doesn't look that bad, but it's just boring, really. There's nothing much I can say about it. It's just resident sleeper of a kit, man. And then in 11th place, I've got Brentford. A very unique take from Brentford for their third shirt as they take inspiration from their bee's nickname in this design. It's a graphic of a close-up of a bee's wing in turquoise. Now, I like the inspiration behind the design, and it was executed quite well in my opinion. This is topped off by a monochrome Brentford badge and Umbro logo. Again though, the sponsor does detract from the design of the shirt, even if its colour does work on the shirt a lot better. Very interesting design. I think it was executed quite well by Umbro. There's not really much else I could say to improve the shirt really, it's just get rid of that sponsor. And then in 10th place, solidly mid-table, we've got Sheffield United. Another solid shirt from Sheffield United that ties into the history of the steel city they represent. It's a light grey shirt overlaid with a steel pattern which is complemented by a red trim. It's said to represent the hard work and determination, values of the city that their city prides themselves on. But really, it is just a steel texture on a shirt, so you could just say it represents the steel city and no one will bat an eye. There's just something about the design I like. Topped off with a monochromatic Sheffield United badge. Very, very solid effort from Area. And you know what? Fairly decent shirt as well. They cooked with the third and away shirt for Sheffield United, man. Then in 9th place, I've got Bournemouth. Despite looking a bit like a Watford shirt, I do like this Bournemouth number. It's a modern take on the classic 96-98 away shirt, and I think Umbro did a good job with it, to be honest. It's a half-and-half design that makes use of a brush effect to separate the two halves. A monochromatic Bournemouth badge just further adds to the overall design, but once again, Dafabet ruin it. And I think if that Bournemouth badge was shifted to the centre, you'd have a banging shirt. Now, I like the original, the classic 96-98 away shirt. I'm a fan of that shirt design. But hey, monochromatic Bournemouth badge, couldn't really ask for much more. Solid shirt. And then in 8th place, I've got Wolverhampton Wanderers. I love the vibes of this shirt. It combines a light blue and a colour called Sea Jet in an abstract graffiti style that really appeals to me for some reason. The various shades of turquoise and teal work really well together and complement each other superbly. The white accent colour also works really well too, with the white and turquoise Wolves logo being just the cherry on top. This is a very nice shirt from Wolves this season. A very funky design. Gives me Togepi vibes from Pokemon. Maybe it's the triangles, I'm not really sure. But yeah, I think it looks very solid. And then the 7th place, just missing out on the top 6, I've got Nottingham Forest. This navy and salmon shirt is allegedly inspired by Nottingham Castle, despite being a template they've also used for Yokohama F. Marinos, among other sides. And I'm not sure the J-League outfit has visited Nottingham Castle, but that remains to be seen. Besides that though, I do like the shirt's design, and it does bear a slight resemblance to an area of Nottingham Castle, so maybe they're correct. But realistically, it is just a sponsor that looks a bit like a jellyfish in a very interesting colour scheme, which I quite like, to be fair. It's my favourite of the Nottingham Forest shirts. But once again, this shirt's ruined by the newly announced sponsor. Dreadful. And then in 6th place, I've got Manchester United. Now with this kit, I'm about to go back on everything I've said regarding football shirts, because I'm a fan of this one. Yes, it is a largely plain kit, and realistically it doesn't deserve to be this high up, but that badge, oh my god, and the colour scheme in general. Oh, it looks very classy with the Red Devil logo, and the red accents just create this wonderful, wonderful shirt. It's a very solid effort from Manchester United this season, especially this kit. And then in 5th place we've got West Ham United. We have another stadium-inspired shirt here, but this one is done well. The main design of this shirt is a bright graphic grid formation inspired by the stadium floodlights and roofing. This is how you do a floodlight shirt, Burnley. The main base of the shirt is this lovely dark blue colour with some sky blue accent colours thrown in. The West Ham badge is also monochromatic, which just ties the whole design together. Class from West Ham. I'm a big fan of this design. I think it's probably the best of the season, to be honest. It's just a lovely blue colour they've chose. It's just brilliant blue colour. And then in 4th place, gaining our first Champions League spot, is Newcastle United. And it's this futuristic number from Castore. It's looking like this will be Newcastle's last season with Castore, as they've ended on a high in my opinion. Some very good shirts all in all. The shirt features a futuristic design with a dark blue base with some splashes of lighter blue and yellow accents to complete the look. It's a yellow chromatic monochrome Newcastle United badge as well, manufacturer logo and sponsor that just ties everything together, and I think it looks like a very solid shirt. And it'll always be remembered for that 8-0 thrashing of Sheffield United. Fair play. It's a odd futuristic design, but it works. And in 3rd place, we've got Arsenal. And after that very interesting away strip, Arsenal come out swinging with their 3rd shirt. The kit pays homage to the 82-83 away shirt, updating the cannon badge and changing to a slightly darker green. It features a collar similar to the 1992 goalkeeper kit, which is a very interesting design choice, but I rate it. It's a largely simple shirt, but just looks class. Now, while some sides do share this template with the collar lettering, this shirt does it best in my opinion, and I would have loved to have Nottingham Forest got one of these templates, but I don't think we're at that level for Adidas yet. But brilliant template, and Arsenal knocked it out of the park with this one. And in 2nd place, we've got Crystal Palace. Honestly, Palace cooked with this one. It's a largely black shirt with graphics containing the words South London and Proud, combined with street art designs to represent the club's roots. The blue and red accent colours look great too, and it just all comes together to create this brilliant looking shirt. Huge fan of this. Definitely Palace's best of the season. Lovely. Can't really go wrong with it, to be honest. And finally, in 1st place, we've got Manchester City. Yes, Manchester City round off a strong set of kits with this wonderful 3rd shirt. Now, when I first saw the leaks, I'm going to admit I was not a fan of this shirt, but since seeing the official version and seeing it on the pitch, I've fallen for it. The lightning pattern plus the neon pink accents just make for a beautiful shirt. I'm a huge fan of the pink colour they chose to use, and just that City badge in that colour just looks phenomenal. Something about it just activates the monkey neurons in my brain, but it looks lovely. I'm a big fan of it, City. You've had 2 really solid kits this season. The away and the 3rd are just... your kit designer's cooked for them. But yeah, I have been O2GT. And these have been my opinions on the Premier League 3rd shirts. A really interesting offering from teams this season, just in general. We've had some really solid shirts, but again, some just really terrible ones as well. It's like some teams have got GOAT designers on board and other teams just have Jimmy in his basement, or me designing their kits. All in all, some very solid 3rd shirts. I like 3rd shirts the most because it gives Premier League teams just ability to go crazy on a kit for no particular reason other than they can. And some of my favourite shirts are 3rd shirts, so... you know, I'm fully on board with the 3rd shirt, creating a crazy shirt just because. What do you think? What's your favourite shirt this season? Is it in the Premier League or is it another team from around the world? Because there's some very solid efforts around the world. So, yeah, leave those in the comments below. I shall see you guys in the next video. Peace.